Hey there! Painting is fun because it comes down to three simple things, and I'm going to share those with you today and show you a new painting technique. So before I do that, I just want to flip around my canvas so you can see what I'm painting, and then we'll get started. All right. All right, so give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you can see that okay. All right, looks good from my end. So this show is for you, Painting Your World. I created it for the creative go-getter who has a desire, that inner calling, that creative voice that you believe in and that you want to share. I'm Heather Freeman, and each week I'm taking an in-studio look into the real-life creative tactics and strategies for getting your artistic voice onto more canvases. So thanks for spending time with me, and let's get started. So I've got my 1-inch brush here, and it's a dry brush, and I'm going to pick out blue to use. I'm thinking, let's see, between these two blues. This is what I did earlier, and I think, let's see, I'm going to go with this blue again, just so you can see how I did what I did on that first canvas. So I'm just going to put a little of my blue down, and then I'm using white. And this technique is called the scumbling technique. So, welcome to Painting Your World. We're going to kick things off today. I'm talking about a foundational piece, which is the title of this show. It's called Painting is Fun. So, because it really is, and too often I see creatives making things way more difficult than it really needs to be. And the fact of the matter is, it boils down to three specific things. So, I am taking my dry paintbrush, and I've got my blue paint here, and a little bit of white. The thicker the paint, the better, because it lends itself to, doing the more of the scumbling effect. This is pretty wet paint, so I am just going to take it and just use a little bit of it, because what I want to do is I want to be able to see the underpainting here, which is this gold painting layer, and I want to be able to see that through this next layer, this scumbling layer that I put on top. So, we're going to talk about connecting with your excitement, getting out of your own way and letting loose and trying it all. So the first thing is connect with your excitement. So how do you connect with your excitement? Well, I want to share with you a story of my daughter. When my youngest daughter, Zoe, was 5, her favorite place in the world was the playground. Still is, actually. I feel like it's a little dark, so I just want to get better light. Okay. So, yeah, her favorite place in the whole wide world was the playground. So whenever we passed a playground, or if we were out and about traveling and we'd asked her where she wanted to go, the first thing on her list was always the playground. And the same is true when we think about our creative play. Painting is meant to be fun. I'm going to add a little bit of white now into that blue. Just keep scumbling it around. I'm really pressing down kind of hard with my paintbrush. So a nice stiff bristled paintbrush is really good for this. You don't want it to be if you have some really higher end paintbrushes, you don't want this one to be it. I also have this hardware store paintbrush that I will use because it has a little bit thicker, not thicker, but stiffer bristles there. So I've used that before too. So the same is true when we think about our creative play, and painting is meant to be fun. And so when we step up to the canvas with excitement, just like my daughter did every time she saw or even thought about the playground, then the painting and the putting the paintbrush to the canvas is easy. I'm just going to keep pushing this around, blending it in. So the second thing is, then we want to get out of our own way, okay, and let loose. So what do I mean by that? Well, I want you to jump into the canvas. I want you to believe that your time at the canvas is important. It's just as important as all the other things that you do. So when Zoe got to the playground, she was gone. There was no stopping her. She absolutely got out of her own way and let loose. I remember this one time when it had been a long day. We've been running around, we'd gone to the library, we went to the doctor's office for her, annual wellness checkup. It had been a long day. We were out doing a bunch of other errands, and guess what? She spotted a playground on the drive back home. She didn't care how she looked. I was the only one that noticed her sweatshirt was stained from the juice she spilled on herself during our car ride. Her hair was all tasseled, tangled mess from napping in her car seat. She didn't care. Heck no. When she saw that playground, she dashed from the car to start playing. And this is what I want us to do when we're starting out to paint a canvas. I want you to dive in with no abandon and start playing, start painting, start having fun. So, and the last thing I wanted to share with you is to try it all. I want you to give yourself permission to go all in and try it all. So Zoe, she wouldn't just go to the swings and hang out there for an hour. She went to the slide. She went to the climbing wall. And the same is true when it comes to our painting. You see a color that grabs your attention, go for it. Use it. You see a technique that sends lightning bolt of excitement through you, then yes, try it. You see a new way to use your paintbrush that you've never used before, so yes, give it a whirl. The point is, no matter how you choose to paint, what tools you use, what colors you choose, what you paint on, I want you to have fun with all of them. In fact, in an upcoming show, I think I'll talk about playing with colors and tools, because these are our go-tos for successfully having fun with acrylics and the canvases we want to paint. All right. We need a little bit more blue. So the point of the matter is we want to connect with our excitement. A little bit more white. Zoe was so zoned in on her excitement to get to the playground. She was wiggly in her car seat, giggling the second I said, okay, let's do it. Once we turned into the parking lot, she was so excited. There's no way I could have denied her going to the joy of going to the playground. We've got to get out of our way and let loose. So, when Zoe got to the playground, she was a girl on fire. She was gone. There was no stopping her. She saw the swings, she'd run to them. She saw the slide, she'd scurry up, the stairs so she could make her way down. And then try it all. You see a color that totally jazzes you, grab it, go for it, start painting with it. You learn about a new technique, try it out, play with it, see how things go. At the playground, Zoe would zip from one thing to the next, the swings, the slide, to the climbing wall. She had such a propensity for exploring and discovering and playing that was just completely magical. So, this type of joy, it can also be found when using acrylic paints, when painting with acrylic paints. It's exciting to step up to the canvas with a paintbrush in hand, colors ready to go. There's so many fun ways to let loose on the canvas, from playing with colors to playing with techniques to playing with the different canvases. And there's so many fun techniques to try with acrylic paints, like the scumbling techniques I'm using here to paint this. This could turn into a sky because you've got the gold in the background with the blue in the front. Could really, you could do a nice landscape painting here. And I just wanted to show you some of the other ones that I did. I was playing around with this. And let's see, I want to take you to this one here. I thought I did another one with the blue. Yeah. Okay, that's the one I just demonstrated here. But then I've also got, I tried it with a light green, a lime green on the bottom for an underpainting. And then on top of that, I scumbled on some gold with the white, so you can see how you can see the green through it. And then this one is a beautiful red with a gold-white scumbling on top. And you can really play around with how, kind of where you want to land on this. I stopped painting. I could have blended these in more, but I really liked being able to see some of these marks. You can really keep blending and give it a more smooth effect like you would in a sky. or you can, play around with some of the marks too. It's really up to you. Oh, and this one I wanted to show you because I did the red underpainting, and then on top of that, I did a green and white scumbling effect, and then on top of that, I thought I'd try doing an orange, well, not an orange, a gold and the white scumbling on top of that. So a couple of layers of scumbling, super fun. I'd love to see what you come up with. Go ahead and try it out and show me what you do in our free Facebook group. If you haven't joined that, that's a great place where you can try out some of these techniques that you're learning from the tutorials and paint them and share them and have some fun with that there. So, and if you'd like to know the exact steps for making time for more painting fun, I invite you to download my free painting ebook. You can visit the link in the description. After you enter your email address, you'll get the step-by-step guide for giving you everything you need to know to have more fun painting with acrylics. And, it's just so much fun. So much fun. So if you know of someone who could benefit from this tutorial, please pass it along. I think the more people we have painting, the brighter our world will be. So thanks again for joining me here, and I'll see you next time at the canvas. All right, bye for now.